news in full. President Bola Tinubu has forwarded the name of former Kebbi State Governor Usman Dakingari to the Senate for confirmation as an ambassador barely 2 weeks after his earlier nomination was withdrawn amid controversy. The nomination was conveyed in a letter read on the floor of the Senate by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In the letter, the president said the appointment was made pursuant to the provisions of Section 171, subsections 1, 2C, and 4 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Tinubu urged the upper chamber to give the nomination expeditious consideration while assuring the Senate president of his highest regards. However, during deliberations, senators clarified that the nomination was for a non-career ambassadors. His position, despite the wording of the presidential letter, which appeared to suggest a career diplomatic posting. Lawmakers noted that Dakingari's profile and political background were more consistent with a political appointment rather than a professional foreign service role, stressing that the screening will be conducted with the distinction in mind. The Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs is expected to conclude its review and submit its report within the stipulated time frame. Back home, Ogun State government, in partnership with the Ogun State Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, have officially opened the 15th edition of the Gateway International Trade Fair. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun said the trade fair reaffirms the state's commitment to economic growth, investment promotion, and strong public-private partnership collaboration. Our reporter, Margaret Okolola, was at the MKO Abiola Trade Fair Complex, Okemoso, Abeokuta, the venue of the opening ceremony. Here is our report.
With the theme Promoting Businesses Through Partnership, the trade fair brought together government officials, captain of industry, exhibitors, investors, and other key stakeholders from within and outside the country, declaring the 15th Gateway International Trade Fair open. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, represented by the State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. Adebola Shufela, reiterates the administration's resolve to sustain a business-friendly environment that supports investment, industrial development, and economic expansion.
I further congratulate Ogusima for its consistency and professionalism in sustaining the Gateway International Trade Fair over the years. Irrespective of the challenges, irrespective of the timing, we continuously make sure that this event holds. Not only that it holds, but it gets better year after year.
Stakeholders, investors, and partners at the event emphasized that the International Trade Fair further underscores Ogun State's growing reputation as a commercial and industrial hub, positioning both the state and Nigeria as open and ready for business.
Not have it so good like this. This is an administration that sustained this for good since years. Please clap for His Excellency. Really appreciate you, sir.
Promoting businesses through partnership. This theme is both timely and relevant, especially in today's economic environment, where collaboration is essential for resilience, competitiveness, and sustainable growth.
Earlier in his welcome address, the president of the Ogun State Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Ogun Sima, Lion Oshiyemi, describes the trade fair as more than a commercial exhibition, but a strategic platform that fosters collaboration, connects businesses to markets, and opens new investment opportunities.
The Gateway International Trade Fair remains committed to creating opportunity to micro, small, medium enterprises, strengthening the Ogun State position as a leading commercial and industrial hub of Nigeria and West Africa.
The team also tours the MKO Abiola Trade Fair Complex, inspecting various businesses, goods and services on display, while encouraging residents of Ogun State and beyond to troop out en masse as proof of the state's entrepreneurial strength and innovation, with activities ranging from exhibitions to business forums and networking sessions designed to stimulate enterprise and strengthen partnerships. The 15th Gateway International Trade Fair declared open on Tuesday, 10th February 2026, is expected to wrap up on Monday, 16th February 2026. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
The Senate has amended the Electoral Act to permit the electronic transmission of election results, leaving safeguards to address potential technical challenges. The decision follows the upper chamber's move to rescind its earlier position, which had rejected the compulsory electronic transmission of results from polling units to the Independent National Electoral Commission's INEC result viewing portal, IREV. Following the new amendment, the Senate approved electronic transmission without the real-time phrase as part of the electoral process, but stipulated that where internet connectivity fails, the Form EC8A will remain the primary instrument for result collation. Under the proposal, electronic transmission will serve as the primary method of uploading results. However, in the event of technical challenges such as network failures, the motion provides for a fallback option allowing the manual transmission of results using Form EC8A, duly signed and stamped by the presiding officer. Meanwhile, the upper chamber has appointed a 12-member conference committee to harmonize differences between its version of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill and that of the House of Representatives. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, announced the decision during an emergency plenary session. He urged the committee to treat its assignment as urgent, expressing optimism that the process could be concluded swiftly.
After consultation with the leadership, we have moved the number from 9 to 12. So I quickly read out the number of the conference committee members from the Senate. And Senator Lalong Simon Baku is the chairman. Senator Mongunu Mohamed Tahir is a member. Senator Aliru Adamu Mohamed, my leader, is also a member. It's me, Senator Ojus Okalu, my leader. You remember you were a governor before me, so you are still a leader. And you are my in-law. You are my in-law. No. Okay, I'll come to that. Senator Abamuru is a member. Senator Asukwa.
The Ogun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has announced plans to hold an extended stakeholders strategic meeting on Wednesday, February 11 at the June 12 Cultural Center, Belkuta, by 2 in the afternoon. The meeting is expected to convene key party leaders and stakeholders across the state, including former governors and deputy governors, former speakers of the Ogun State House of Assembly, serving and former members of the Federal Executive Council from Ogun State, as well as serving and former members of the National and State Assemblies. Also expected are members of the State Executive Council and other major stakeholders of the party. According to a statement from the party, the strategic gathering will be presided over by the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, as part of efforts to strengthen party unity and chart future political strategies. The state APC chairman, Chief Yemi Sanusi, urged all invited stakeholders to attend in party attire, stressing that attendance is strictly by invitation. As Ogun State marks 50 years since its creation, Odogbolu local government has joined other councils across the state in celebrating the Golden Jubilee, reflecting on its history and contributions to the growth of the Gateway State. Chairman of the local government, Honorable Babatunde Dia, said the anniversary offers an opportunity to review progress, strengthen grassroots governance, and renew commitment to sustainable development. Our reporter, Margaret Okunlola, reports from Odogbolu venue of the celebration.
Following the creation of Ogun State in 1976, Odogbolu local government emerges as one of the administrative areas established to deepen governance at the grassroots. Rooted in early Remo settlements, the area exists long before state creation as an organized community with recognized traditional institutions and leadership structures. Over the years, successive administrations have built on this foundation, strengthening local governance, and service delivery to residents. As Ogun State celebrates its 50th anniversary, Chairman of Odogbolu Local Government, Honorable Babatunde Dia, says the milestone provides a moment to assess achievements, consolidate gains, and recommit to people-centered development.
We celebrate a state that has consistently invested in education, healthcare, housing, agriculture, and human capital development, shaping Ogun into Nigeria's education capital and industrial powerhouse.
Stakeholders at the event note that in the last 5 decades, Odogbolu has contributed significantly to the state's economy through agriculture, local commerce, and food production, supporting rural livelihoods and supplying markets across Ogun State.
The power of unity and the power of love, and most especially the fact that Omo Ogun, we always work, and the Ishaya mantra has also helped us a lot.
It can only be better. We say it's just 50 years, and this is what we have. Obviously, in the next 20 years, it's going to be a lot better than this.
They add that with its vast land mass, the local government has recorded steady growth in basic infrastructure, education, healthcare services, and administrative development, in line with the vision of the state government.
We understand our present governor of President because under it, our local government, in particular the Ogun State in general,
fresh strike if salary adjustment implementation fails by April. Details of these and more will be served after the break. You're still watching the comprehensive news right here on OGTV. Moving on, under a bright sky in Ijebu East, residents leave their homes early, dressed in colorful attire, drawn together by a shared sense of pride and history. They gathered to celebrate a defining milestone, 50 years since the creation of Ogun State, as Ijebu East local government joins the rest of the Gateway State in marking the Golden Jubilee. Details are in this package.
They are residents of Ijebu East local government, trooping out in large numbers to celebrate 5 decades since the creation of Ogun State. The atmosphere was festive as songs, cheers, and reflections filled the air in honor of the Gateway State's journey since February 3, 1976. According to the chairman of Ijebu East local government, Dr. Kehinde Oluwadari, the Golden Jubilee offers an opportunity to reflect on the state's remarkable journey under successive administrations. Dr. Oluwadari says in the last 50 years and under capable leadership, Ogun State has distinguished itself as a land of industry, innovation, education, culture, and resilient people.
The essence why we are celebrating today is because today we are 50 years and they were trying to appreciate God on development of Ijebu's local government, and also to the fact that we're also working with the government at the central level and the federal level.
The council chairman commends the current administration for its commitment to people-oriented policies, infrastructural renewal, economic empowerment, and the security of lives and property. He noted that these efforts have strengthened governance at the grassroots and improved the quality of life of residents across the state. Real fathers, party leaders, former chairmen of local government, councillors, religious leaders, security chiefs, women, youth leaders, community leaders, and party faithful are all present to celebrate what they describe as 50 years of sustainable development.
See what is happening now. The road is being widened, and you can actually come here without any fear. And I want to commend not only the present chairman, I want to commend all the past chairmen
want to appreciate the governor for extending his hand of gesture to the local government for us to go and rejoice and celebrate in our local government. I thank him very much. And I want to appeal to him that all the projects that have started in my local government, the project like the road from Ogbere to Imobi, that has been abandoned, I want him to come and please complete it for us. And also want to appreciate him for all he has done for the local government.
Some stakeholders say Ogun State has since its creation remained a beacon of excellence in education, industry, culture, and leadership. They add that the Ogunwat 50 celebration serves as a moment to honor the past, celebrate the present, and envision a greater future for the Gateway State. Stakeholders in Ijebu East use the occasion to renew their commitment to peace, unity, and collective responsibility, expressing hope, determination, and optimism for a future of greater prosperity, inclusiveness, and sustainable development for Ogun State and Ijebu East local government.
Beats of talking drums to the colorful display of culture and tradition, the people of Ikpokia local government turned out in their numbers to celebrate Ogun State at 50, marking the Golden Jubilee with pride and a strong sense of belonging. The celebration held in Ikpokia brought together political leaders, traditional institutions, and residents as the local government aligns with the statewide commemoration of 5 decades of progress, unity, and development in the Gateway State. The chairman of Ikpokia local government, Honorable Johnson Afose, led the celebration as cultural troops and residents pay tribute to Ogun State's journey so far. Details are in this package. As Ogun State marks its Golden Jubilee, Ikpokia local government joined the rest of the state in celebrating 50 years of creation, growth, and resilience. The event featured a colorful cultural parade, music and dance performances, showcasing the rich traditions of the people, while reflecting on the state's journey over the past 5 decades. In his address, the chairman of Ikpokia local government, political leaders and stakeholders at the event commended the Ogun State government for promoting peace and sustainable development across the state. They called for sustained investment in rural communities with emphasis on road infrastructure and youth empowerment.
Monumental projects are being facilitated by successive governments. So I want to say that development indeed has been a very good one in Ogun State, and by the grace of God, we shall live to witness so many more in the name of Jesus.
And I know in the next 5, 10, 20, 50 years to come, by God's grace, some of us will be alive. Our children will be there to see that we did our best. I want to say thank you to those who had come before us, and well done to those who are there today. And we pray for those who are going to come after us to continue where our leaders and our forebearers have gotten Ogun State today.
A major highlight of the celebration was the ceremonial cutting of the anniversary cake by the local government chairman alongside other political functionaries, symbolizing unity, progress, and shared responsibility for the future of the state. As Ogun State marks 50 years of existence, residents of Ikene local government area joined millions across the state in celebrating the Golden Jubilee of the Gateway State. The people of the council area commended the Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwa Abiodun for what they described as purposeful leadership and landmark developmental projects that have ushered the state into a new era of growth. Matthew Shomi reports.
Ikene local government area, home to the Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwa Abiodun, came alive as residents gathered at the council secretariat to celebrate the state's 50th anniversary. Governor Abiodun's administration is widely credited with redefining Ogun State's development landscape through the establishment of the state's first international airport and the execution of several other legacy projects. Leading the celebration, the chairman of Ikene local government, Alhaji Jamiu Ashimi, describes the 50-year journey of Ogun State as productive, noting that indigenes of the council area have played prominent roles in the state's growth and development. The council chairman thanked Governor Abiodun for setting the state on the right path and appreciates the people of Ikenne for their continued support of government programs and policies.
This celebration of 50 years of Ogun State is something that one will not forget in his life, because I thank God I'm the chairman of the local government when Ogun State became 50 years.
Community leaders, politicians, and traditional rulers at the event say Ogun State has made remarkable progress since its creation in 1976, making the Golden Jubilee worthy of celebration. Evangelist Olalekan Ifede uses the occasion to encourage the governor to remain focused on good governance and to ignore distraction from critics with no meaningful contributions to offer the state.
So I want to urge our people not to listen to the noise of the detractors. It is obvious that Abiodun has performed creditably well. We are all parties to the formation, and we are very happy. What we are doing here in Ikenne, you could see a bevy of ladies in their regalia, and men.
God has been so wonderful to us in Ogun State, to the extent that from 1976 to date, Ogun State has witnessed a monumental achievement.
A lot of projects has been carried out.
Chairman Planning Committee of the celebration in the Ikenne local government, Honorable Olaitan Efuwape, alongside the Secretary of the local government, expressed gratitude to God for life and the opportunity to witness the historic milestone.
Because I don't expect that it can be sweet like this. Every part of the local government experienced one development or the other.
The celebration featured musical displays and colorful cultural performances, while a commemorative cake cutting marks the climax of the event. Matthew Showumi, OGTV News.
And away from the Ogun State Golden Jubilee celebration now to health stories. The Ogun State branch of the Nigerian Cancer Society, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, with support from Pathfinder, have organized an awareness walk to commemorate the 2026 World Cancer Day. The walk, aimed at sensitizing the general public on cancer prevention and early detection, began at the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. Ayodeji Tomori Oluwumi reports.
World Cancer Day serves as a global platform to raise awareness about cancer and encourage actions that can help prevent the disease and save lives. In line with this objective, the Ogun State chapter of the Nigerian Cancer Society organizes an awareness walk to educate residents on cancer prevention and the importance of early detection. The walk, which starts from Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta, drew health professionals, volunteers, and advocacy groups united in the fight against cancer. Speaking at the event, the Secretary of the Nigerian Cancer Society, Ogun State Branch, Dr. Bolaji Salako, says the initiative is designed to improve public knowledge about cancer and reduce stigma associated with the disease.
This is a month that we raise awareness about cancer in both adults and children, so that people will know the right information about what cancer, what cancer is all about. Because a lot of people, they always give them misinformation.
Other collaborating partners stress the importance of early detection, describing it as a critical step towards reducing cancer-related death. They also encourage parents to immunize their children against cervical cancer through the human papilloma virus HPV vaccination.
The vaccines are currently available for free in primary health care centers across Ogun State. And for the people that are the target group that we are looking at are girls of 9 years old. However, if you are an adult and you still want to take the vaccine, you have to get screened.
Early exposure to sex can lead to cervical cancer. So we need to create awareness for our young girls to go for the immunization. And apart from cervical cancer, there are also breast cancer, where we need to enlighten our women on how to do self-examination.
Most of us now are so used to eating junk food. It's not too healthy. A healthy lifestyle will involve balanced diet. Exercise especially is also very important.
The advocacy train later moved to Gbangba Market, where traders were sensitized on healthy lifestyle choices and the need for regular medical checkups. Ayodeji Tomori Olunmi, OGTV News.
The Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, has warned of a renewed nationwide strike if the federal government fails to implement agreed salary adjustments by April. Dr. Basi Ika, chairman of JOHESU Cross River Chapter, made the disclosure in Calabar during an interview with newsmen. The warning follows the suspension of the union's strike, which began on November 15, 2025, and was halted on February 6 by its national leadership. Ika said work resumed after members held congresses in their respective units and branches, adding that the strike was driven mainly by the non-review of the consolidated health salary structure introduced in 2009 without adjustment. According to him, doctors under the consolidated medical salary structure have enjoyed multiple reviews, widening the pay gap in the health sector. He asserted that several memoranda of understanding signed with the government since 2014 had not been implemented, and a 2021 memo forwarded to the Budget Office was yet to pass through the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission. He urged the government to prioritize training, modern equipment and improved working conditions to strengthen health care delivery nationwide. Ogun State government has reiterated its commitment to sustaining traditional festivals that celebrate culture, commerce, and community empowerment. The Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Mr. Sheson Fagbayi, gave this assurance at the third edition of Aje Onire Day, a cultural festival rooted in wealth creation, empowerment, and the preservation of Yoruba heritage. Details of the event are in this report.
Aje Onire, the embodiment of empowerment, trade, abundance, and prosperity. Aje stands as the ultimate symbol of wealth creation, while Onire reflects enduring success, financial security, and collective progress. It is in this spirit that dignitaries converge in Egbaland to mark the 2026 Aje Onire celebration, offering prayers for prosperity in the new year and beyond, particularly for business owners, traders, and artisans across the region. In attendance are representatives of the Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, the Oshile of Okeono Egba, and the Olowu of Owu, alongside other royal fathers and cultural leaders. Also present are the wife of a former governor of Ogun State at Moremi Ile Odudua, Mrs. Olufunsho Amosu, traditional chiefs, Isheshe adherents, community leaders, farmers, market executives, and traders drawn from Ake, Okeono, Owu, and Bagura. Colorful performances, traditional costumes, and symbolic rites took center stage as cultural troupes showcase the richness of Yoruba heritage through dance, chants, and recitations. Guests at the event described the festival as a vital platform for educating the younger generation on the depth, values, and identity of the Yoruba tradition. To them, Aje Onire reflects the organizers' unwavering commitment to cultural preservation and heritage awareness.
And many people among the Yalojas and the Alajes have been benefiting from such a thing, more to the growth of the economy of Egbaland.
That from inception up till now, there had been increase in interest and the effect is being felt.
I'm highly impressed and I commend your efforts, and I pray that God shall continue to uphold you and enable you to do more for those less advantaged people in the society.
It should be sustained because it teaches people about our culture, about wealth creation, and how to help people, to bring people up, lift people that are poor.
Speaking at the event, the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism reviews that the state government is working towards adopting and strengthening the program.
The government is also in tune, in line with the program, because Odun Aje Onire of Egbaland has come to stay.
As part of the empowerment drive, about 100 traders and farmers from the 4 Egba divisions receive 25,000 naira each, while awards of recognition are presented to the commissioner and other dignitaries for their support. Organizers describe the celebration as a sacred step towards entrenching cultural values and making every citizen a custodian of their heritage.
Our culture is so rich and so beautiful. Even the foreign land, they are taking lessons from us. I want to allow this to show that we have a beautiful culture, an awesome heritage.
With renewed commitment to cultural growth and economic empowerment, Aje Onire 2026 reinforces the resilience, unity, and rich traditions of Yoruba land.
The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, NOA, Malam Nare Nilu, has described data privacy as a core national value essential to human dignity, trust, and responsible citizenship. He stated these as key stakeholders gathered for the second Data Privacy Summit 2026 to discuss privacy in the era of emerging technologies. Nilu said data protection goes beyond technical and regulatory concerns, aligning with NOA's mandate of shaping mindset and strengthening moral and civic values as captured in the National Values Charter. He explained that the Charter promotes dignity, integrity, accountability, and respect for fundamental rights, both offline and online, adding that integrating civic education with data protection will help nurture ethically aware and digitally responsible citizens. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, who also delivered a goodwill message at the event, stressed that emerging technologies are rapidly transforming governance and service delivery. She said this is making data protection fundamental to ethical governance, accountability, and sustainable innovation. Family, friends, and well-wishers gathered to celebrate Alhaji Muraina Akoni Akinleye as he clocked 80 years of age, with encomiums on a life described as impactful and exemplary. The octogenarian was hailed as a disciplinarian, a strong pillar of support, and a devoted family man whose influence spans generations. Our reporter, Margaret Okunola, brings us the details.
Not just the celebration of 80 years on earth, but a moment of gratitude as the family of Alhaji Muraina Akoni Akinleye returns all glory to Almighty Allah for a life of service to God and humanity. The new entrant into the octogenarian club, Alhaji Muraina Akoni Akinleye, marks the milestone in grand style, surrounded by loved ones. The celebration begins with prayers in the Muslim way, alongside an exhortation emphasizing gratitude and contentment.
What do we now give in return to Allah is to continue to thank Allah for what He has done for us. He has done many for us. Inna khalaqna al-insana.
In attendance are childhood friends, family members and associates who shower praises on the celebrant, describing him as a man worthy of emulation.
He's been a very nice, kind, he's more than even a father. He's been very supportive.
He has been a very pleasant fellow to deal with, very consistent. We are very friendly. He was a very social man, very honest and diligent. At work, at school, above average.
For his wife and children, Alhaji Muraina Akoni Akinleye represents the true definition of a caring father and a devoted husband.
He doesn't take nonsense from anyone. He's a straightforward man, and he's a caring man.
I learn a lot from my dad. The disciplined person. He's generous.
He's been the pillar of the family, both immediate family and the extended family. He's been there for everyone. So we just thought it's
It will be good to celebrate him this way, in a big way. He taught us so many values, right, that, stayed with me till today, and I think will continue to guide me in what I do.
I feel so elated because it's a thing of joy that Allah has kept him till this day, to witness this day, because he is a great father.
Today's celebration is a testament to his love and care as a father and as a husband.
The celebrant, Alhaji Muraino Akoni Akinleye, expresses gratitude to Almighty Allah for the gift of long life, good health and fulfillment.
I'm very happy. On my bad days, past ones, they've been doing surprise, but this one is the real one. I enjoy.
Guests were later treated to food, music and warm fellowship as the celebration climaxes. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV.
Bayemi Adeomi is our guide on business news.
On business news tonight, the Nigerian Revenue Service has set an ambitious revenue target of 40.7 trillion naira for 2026, banking on stronger non-oil collections, expanded compliance, automation, and tighter enforcement to sustain recent growth momentum and the target unveiled at the NRS Management Retreat in Abuja on Tuesday. It represents a sharp increase of about 44% from the 28.29 trillion naira. And speaking, the Executive Director of Government and Large Taxpayer of the NRS, Amino Ado, said the service's strong 2025 performance provided a solid base for the 2026 targets, stressing that the gains were driven largely by operational improvement rather than inflation or exchange rate effect. The federal government has announced plans to commence the sale of selected state-owned assets to private investors in 2026 as part of efforts to deepen economic reforms and attract new capital into Nigeria. The disclosure was made by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, during an interview held in Saudi Arabia. According to the minister, the government is currently reviewing its portfolio of public assets to determine which one will be offered for sale alongside the timeline and structure for their disposal. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced plan to hold its 304th Monetary Policy Committee meeting on Monday and Tuesday, February 23rd and 24th, 2026. The schedule was disclosed in a circular published on the Apex Bank's official website. The meeting comes amid sustained effort by the CBN to rein in inflation, stabilize the foreign exchange market, and strengthen macroeconomic conditions. The MPC is CBN's highest policy-making body, responsible for formulating monetary and credit policies aimed at ensuring price stability. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASN, says the old Port Harcourt refinery has been rehabilitated to about 90% and can resume operations within 1 week if the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited decide to restart the plant. The disclosure was made by PENGASA President Festus Oshifo while speaking to journalists on Tuesday. His comment comes amid renewed debate over the viability of Nigerian state-owned refineries following marks by NNPC Limited Group Chief Executive Engineer Bayo Ojulari that reopening the Port Harcourt refinery amounted to a huge waste of resources. Oshifo said the refinery is technically ready for operations, noting that the key issues delaying its restart is not mechanical readiness but profitability consideration by NNPC Limited. And finally, the Nigerian oil and gas sector has made a strong comeback on the Nigerian exchange in 2026, climbing more than 31% year-to-date and outperforming the industrial growth sector, which has risen over 18%. Tracked by the NGS Oil Gas Index, the Nigerian oil and gas sector started 2026 at 2,670.2 points, broke past the 3,000 point mark in January and soared above 3,500 in early February. The rally follows a brief downturn in late 2025 when the sector fell 7.33% in November and dipped below 2,700 points in December after a deeper 10.12% retracement in the first half of 2025. It's back to Dominic for the rest of the bulletin. Just stay with us.
From business, we move to the foreign scene. Burkina Faso